Good morning and welcome to this instructional video for the deathless Eurostyle. So walking around the vehicle, we've got the alloy wheels. It's a 130, 2.3 130 Fiat engine. It's got the mirror protectors being added. It's got the folding mirrors and then they're electrically operated from inside the cab area. 2 spots. We've got a sliding window. We've got a larger hardtail habitation door with an awning light above it. We've got the fuel awning. I'll send you a separate video from my YouTube channel about how to use the awning. Fridge vents at the top and the bottom. External barbecue point, just fitted there. We've got then the large opening hatches to the garage. So one key will open all the locks on all these deathless models. So door retainer just to hold it back in place when using that particular area. So we've got a little hidey cupboard for when the bed's above. So when it's up and out, you'll just use the turnbuckle to hide it out of the way. When you want it in the lower position, you'll see it will come down and that will show you where your bed winder is for this particular model. So I'll pop that out of the way. You'll see that there's a little bracket here. Just clips in place. Magnetizers, just in place. Like so. You also have a bar here, which if you move that and lock it in place, it will stop the bed from actually moving up or down. Pull it, it's quite stiff, but releases it to then allow the bed to operate up and down. And simply just wind it then to the position you want it to be. So highest position there, then down to its lowest position there. And in the lowest position, you'll then utilize the little planks that come down either side to just give you that screening off from the garage area. You'll also see there's a little sticker on there just to tell you about that lever operation that I've just mentioned. So it's entirely up to you where you have it. You can have it anywhere in between or up and down. We've got in this garage area a main socket, a light, carpets for the inside of the vehicle, toolkit, awning pole, and then we've got the other winder, which is for the winding bike rack, which has been fitted to this particular model. Goes into the little hook there, and that will allow you then to wind it down to load the bikes, just like so. There we go, fully wound down to load 3 bikes with 3 arms. Once you've got it like that, you can then wind it back up and that will allow the bikes to sit in the higher position. Better to travel with them fully up, just easier to load down, and then wind the pole the opposite way to put it back up to that higher position. We've also got a reversing camera at the top, and as you can see from this side, we've got another garage door on the other side. On the opposite side, then we've got the large opening door, and then we've got your water tanks. So you've got a very simple diagram here to show you how to use the water tank, and this tank is fitted with a 20 litre mark for travelling, and then it's 120 litres full tank. So to open it, just twist that anti-clockwise and that drains the water from the tank. Fill it back up, you then twist it to the first point, you'll hear a click, and that will take you up to the 20 litres, and then continually do it all the way up to fully tight, and it only needs to be finger tight, and that will then take you up to the full capacity of that water tank. So that's your drain position for your water tank. If you want to get access to it, you'll remove that little cap there, and the other bit is just a probe for measuring the actual area. You'll see from inside as well, there is a little storage area there. It's accessible from inside as well, and I'll show you when we get inside the vehicle. Just make sure that if you're putting items in here or in there, that you're making sure that you don't foul the bed when the bed's coming down if you do have it in the lower position. We've also got heating that comes into here, so heat up the area, and we've also got the tie down anchor points just for securing your load just there. Behind that, you'll just find that we have the filler point. So that's the freshwater filler point, again utilising the main filler point of the fresh water tank, just use your key to gain access to that. And then below that we have the gas locker area, got a little retaining clip there, and inside there we can get 2 gas bottles quite comfortably. You've got your tyre inflation kit in there as well. Regulator's just mounted there, and you've got your straps either side. Make sure you leave the vents free from obstructions so that gas can escape out of that area nice and easily. In front of that we've got the mains plug-in point position, so just a standard one. Just press that down to release the mains plug-in point once you're removing it. Toilet cassette, again it's got its own retainer there. Lift up the handle, pull out the toilet cassette, use the little orange button to take away any of the back flush in there, so it just allows it to flow out nice and easy. We have a handle on there and we have wheels. Slide it in nice and easily, and you should just slip over the little locator lug there. If it doesn't come out, just make sure that you've got your valve in the right position for your toilet. I'll come to that when we get inside. Underneath we have your wastewater drain, so you'll find a little key within the vehicle. It's just quarter turn, so quarter turn to empty it and quarter turn to fill it back up again. So that is the valve for your wastewater exit position, and that is just located just in that grey pipe there. Above it we've got a vent for the boiler, that's just a ventilation one, and we've got the main flue for the actual Truma combi boiler. In front of that we've got the diesel, so just use the Fiat key to open that, and then in front of that then we've got the bonnet release catch. Pull that down. We've got a storage area just above, a glove box area just here. Underneath the carpet is where the engine battery is located, so underneath there is where your engine battery is located. Underneath the driver's seat is where the leisure batteries are located, so leisure and engine. Underneath the passenger seat is where you will see all your main fuses, so this is the E-box. This is where you will check if any fuses have gone. It's located underneath that seat there. The windows themselves are fitted with Remis cab lines on the side and on the front windows, so pretty standard fit on most of the sort of newer motorhomes now. Just click back in nice and easy there. Got the electric window switches, and like I said, the bonnet release catch. On the bonnet itself, you'll generally find it's located just above the Fiat badge. Just lift up the little handle to release it. Down there we've got a positive point, negative point, oil, dipstick and screen wash can be found just to the left hand side. To close it, just release it down just like so. So that's the outside done. Let's move on inside. We do that just by opening the door there. On the door itself you've got a blind, blackout, and we've got a fly screen. So initially we've got the main control panel located here. There's 2 lights lower down, and they work independent of the actual main control being on, and that is your welcoming light and your warning light outside. To get power on, press the little power button. We've got an indicator, we press that and that will tell us what power is in the leisure battery. That one below will tell us what power is in the engine battery. We've got a fresh water level sensor, it's empty at the minute. And we've got a wastewater level, and that will come up on this side. So power on that side, water and waste on that side. Now, we've got an indicator in the middle that tells us that we're hooked up to mains. Always make sure you're hooked up to mains before you turn on the heater controls. It will save any error codes coming on that system. And to run through this, the first option is motorhome flashing. That, by turning the dial, will allow us to set the temperature. I always then go over to the actual fuel that we're trying to use. So in this case we've got gas, we've got mixture gas and 1 kilowatt electric, and you'll see it's changing above the line. 2 kilowatt electric and gas. EL1 is 1 kilowatt electric and EL2 is 2 kilowatts. So let's put it on 1. Then I want to do the fan speed. So first of all I want to get it warm in the vehicle. So Eco will slowly get us up to temperature. High will get us up to temperature a lot quicker. And once we select high and the fan kicks in, it takes about 30 seconds, we then should be able to go into the setting again and turn it to boost, which is the fast setting to get us up to temperature as quick as possible. Now the only thing you can't do on here is you can't select boost for both the hot water and the heating at the same time. So it's either or. It'll take preference over one or the other. If we then did want water, we haven't got water in our boiler at the minute, so I'm not going to actually select it, but I'll show you. We'll then go on to the little thermostat with the water. We'll do eco, which is a 40 degrees. We'll do hot, which is 60 degrees. The boost function will get it up to 60 degrees as quick as possible, but we'll stop the heating. So you just select whichever one you wanted, and then away you go. On this system, you can have the heating working without hot water being in there. So you're not going to damage it. You've got an indicator to tell us that you're plugged into mains. And then at the bottom here, we've got a timer setting. We've got the time. Now you will have to reset the time every time you want to use it. And then we've got a settings. In the settings, if you press it and turn the wheel all the way to the right, it'll give you a reset button. This will become relevant if you don't turn off the power before you unplug electric or turn off your gas, because it'll come up with a warning triangle. 9 times out of 10, it's because you've not had the fuel source selected correctly. Make sure when you turn the unit off, you press and hold it a few seconds, and then it will tell you that it's going off. Do that before you turn off your gas or before you turn off pull out your electric cable. It will just stop any warning codes coming on there. So they're your main elements to the actual vehicle. Your main control panel, your main heater control panel. Let's go through the rest of the vehicle. So I've got it initially set up with the 2 travelling seat belts. So this is a 2 travelling seat belted vehicle in the rear. So 1 either side. So that's how they would set up. Seat belts to the side, flaps down for your feet, and your seat belt buckles either side there. I will then change it later in the video and show you how to do your lounge. The table will extend. So if your passengers in the rear are travelling and they want somewhere to put their drinks and crisps and belongings, you can do that, or you can travel with it there. It doesn't matter what position that table is for transit. Above, we've got storage compartment. In the big blue bag here is all the packs and manuals that come with the vehicle. In front of that, we've got more storage, and again a little lipped area in the front. We've got an opening roof light, and this opens by pressing the little buttons on the stays. So each of the stays need to be mounted. Press it up, and then there's a little wheel on either side, and that will hold up the window to let in the ventilation in that area. So please do not drive with this open. We also have a blind, and we have a fly screen fitted to that area. To the passenger side, we've got another main socket just been mounted up there, and another storage area. More storage in this particular area here, along under there and into the kitchen area. So quite a lot of storage in here. We've got fly screens and blinds on all the windows, and the windows open the same way with the little blocks to hold them up. Under the seat here, and it's easier for me to show you while all the cushions are not set up, is where you will find the boiler. So you can gain access to it by just lifting that up. So that is where the boiler is located. On the boiler itself, you have a frost protection valve, and this can be located just here at the front. Now with the diamond open as it is, you will see that you will be able to drain the boiler water. To get it filling up, you'll need to just turn that to the side and press in the little blue button. So just like that, that will allow the water to fill up in the boiler. If you don't do one or the other, so if you turn the diamond at the top and don't press the button, it will drop the water straight through your freshwater tank, out of your boiler, out of the vehicle. When you come to want to empty it, just turn it and it automatically dumps the water out of there and out of the vehicle. So that is your frost protection valve to protect the boiler against any frost. On removing the seats, what you'll need to do is undo the wheel, lift up the bracket safely out of the way, and you can store these either on the bad one, the garage when you've got there, and put them back in for travelling positions. You will then open up the little extension piece just here, and then the flap opens up again to give you the base of the seat, and that's the same on either side. Under this side, we have got storage, and again a magnetic switch just there. Put it back down, just move the seatbelt out of the way, release it down, and then just flip that over nice and neat, just like that. So popping the seats back together, doing a few stages. On this side here we've got the smaller cushion with the smaller infill. It just goes in the back, and then the smaller section that just goes in there. On this side we've got the larger cushion with the larger infill just in the back there, and then the base, which is just here. You'll see that they've got little lines in just to show you the fronts and the backs just along there. And then we've got on this side smaller cushion and smaller cushion with a little sort of armrest just there, and then the longer cushion just goes on this side just like so. So in a matter of minutes your lounge is all made up. The seats swivel using the little levers once they're forward facing just there, and we'll move forward and backwards with just a bar underneath the front just there. In the cab area itself you've got the accent unit, so here we've got Bluetooth, we've got reversing camera, we can link it to our media systems, and we've got a CD player. We've got the opening phone holder just in the top here, automatic climate control, 6-speed gearbox. We've got an isolator just to turn and off and on the radio system there, speed limiter and cruise control, lights on the top and the indicators. We've got the washers just on that side, and on the end of the little tip here we've got the trip counter, which will then give you your range and your consumption on that. Leather steering wheel, leather gear knob, and a lockable cupboard in here with points to plug in additional media systems into the head unit. Traction plus, hill descent, that's how you select them, hazard lights, and the lock button to lock all the doors including the habitation door. Seatbelt adjusters can just be found on there, and your handbrake is located just on the right hand side of the main seat. So back into the fixtures and fittings. Kitchen area here, we've got your isolation points for the gas, so in the position you see them now is in the usable position. If you change them from that, obviously just put them back to how it's shown on this video. We've got a bin, and to make sure in transit you just press that button in. We've got another couple of main sockets just located there. Kitchen cupboard, press the button in, and you've got access then to your utensil drawer there. The oven's a widely used oven now by most manufacturers. It is a grill by turning it right, and by turning it left it is an oven with an igniter there. The off position is 12 o'clock, just where the circle is noted there, and you've got your rack and your grill pan just located there. Underneath we've got another drawer, so a large drawer there for your storage, and again just make sure they're popped in for transit. Light switches can be turned off just up there, and there is a light switch under there for that area. Sink plug is located there, and with this there's no pump, so as soon as you turn the power on and you want water, lift it up and the pump will kick in. Now you'll see it's marked on the tap there, hot and cold. So initially you want to turn it to the hot to pull it through from your fresh water to your water heater. Run it until you've got a steady stream of water, then turn it off and go to your heat controls to decide what you want to put the water heating on. 3-burner hob with an igniter. 1, 2, 3, pretty self-explanatory, and please follow the little guidance on there. Don't put it down on a flame, let it cool down, and there is a maximum size for your pans just noted there. We often get asked what these are for, but these are for hooking items in the kitchen over, so you can, that's what that's for. And then behind that we have access into another large storage area underneath the fridge. Got a smaller little area here, and then we've got the fridge and the freezer compartment here. To turn it on, you press the button. If few seconds, and you will see that the light automatically comes on to tell you what you're onto. What we'll do then is we'll press the button at the side here until it flashes. So you'll see that's now allowing us to either have gas. Press it again and it will go back to the temperature. Press it again, it'll go back to the main settings. So once it's flashing, you can then use the arrows to decide whether you're going to go on to vehicle battery, mains electric, or the gas, or the automatic function that will select it for you. So auto on this one will find the source. Well, once you select it, it will go to the temperature. So we can turn it down just by pressing the little buttons, or turn it up by pressing the buttons just there. And again, once you select it, then you'll see it's automatically gone to the electric because we're plugged into electric. On here, just pull that down. That's your freezer compartment. You've got your winter catchers, so just flick them out, and then the door will stay open ajar to stop any build up over the winters when you're not using it. And you've got your storage areas just there. To turn it off, just press and hold it, and the little LED will go out, and your lights underneath will go out too. Dividing the bedroom area off, you'll utilise the toilet door, just like so. And then into the toilet area, you've got your little catch to secure it for travelling. Lift it up, push them in. That'll give you entrance into the shower area. Again, when you're turning off the taps, make sure that they're pushed in so that the pump's not continually rolling. You've got a hanging rail there and you've got a ventilation above. When travelling, just pull that forward, just like so, and then just flick your little switch over and lock it in place like that. Into the bathroom area, we've got your toilet cassette. So I mentioned right early on in the video about this blade valve. So that's the valve here. When it's pulled towards the rear of the vehicle, it's allowing you to move the toilet cassette, push to the front, and that will open the flap on the toilet just there. Behind it, we've got your button for your water. So once you've got water in your fresh water tank, press that button, it will rinse it out, and we've got an indicator to tell you when you're full. Light switches for the bathroom and the shower area can be found in here, and we've got a main socket in here too. Push the button, give you access to the storage area underneath, just like so. And again, make sure that they're pushed in for transit. And we've got your tap just located there. Under here, we've got a little opening catch, and we've got your plug sockets for the area here. Coat hooks, towel hooks, and another ventilation area in here. And we've got a lovely mirror on the back of that door. This door will slide, so turn it down, just like so, and that will screen off that centre area for privacy when you've got guests or when you're getting ready in the morning, and that makes up the centre area. Just click that back in place there. So the bed itself, you've got an infill post if you want to make it longer, or you just have it as a normal setup. The bottom bit folds over, and that will give you access into that front area just here. To the side, we've got another main socket just fitted underneath there, and then by pressing the buttons, we've got access to the wardrobe area on the driver's side, and again by pressing the button on this side, we've got access to the one on the passenger side. Underneath at the back, you'll see there's your light switches, and again we've got storage in the cupboards there. This light here is an opening hecky, so press the button and pull it back. Press it down and lock it in. Make sure it's above that little button before you're travelling. And then we've got the blind and the fly screen fitted to that. TV bracket just above, and we've got a socket just here to plug in your TV. Underneath the floor compartment here, the vehicle, you will find is the main Rcd box. Now the main thing on here is a little oval little button here, and if you press that, you've got to lift that open. Press that button down. So just there, when you're hooked up to mains, it should flick down just like so. Now that's telling you that there's a problem with the electrics, generally on the outside of the vehicle more than likely. If you press that and nothing happens, it means there's no power source getting to the vehicle. But if you press it and it does happen, it means there's power getting to the vehicle and it's a problem inside the vehicle. So that's where you go to where I've shown you earlier in the video, to your e-box. So just there. This vehicle's fitted with a SAT system, and that can just be located just behind here. So to release the TV, just press that, press the button on, and then that will allow you satellite to start operating and working, finding the relevant satellite that you want to do in that area. Yeah. So again, you've got a choice of different ones. Just in there, comes with the remote control for the TV, comes with the full instructions of how to use that. And when you press it, the satellite will go up, start searching for the satellite of your choice, and then will lock in place to give you the relevant TV option that you want to do. If you start up the engine, or you simply just want to turn the unit off, just press and hold it, and it will retract back down again and turn off the unit, just as it's shown there, retracting down. Lock the the telly in place, just pull that back, and that will lock in place like so. On leaving the vehicle, then just make sure that that's turned off, your two lights are turned off, and then you can simply just lock the door and go and enjoy wherever the motorhome's taking you. Well, I hope you've enjoyed that instructional video. We'll look forward to your comments and feedback. More importantly, we look forward to seeing you in new, hopefully sunny places. But make sure that you enjoy and do send us some pictures along the way. Thank you very much.